Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and this is a slightly different video for you guys today because today I want to tell you how to fix a broken or unresponsive hi-hat pedal for the Roland TD-1 or TD-1K electric drum kit. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so this is just going to be a little video to show you how to fix a hi-hat pedal for a Roland SP1 or SP1K drum kit that doesn't work. So it's the hi-hat pedal that looks a bit like this, and basically what I'll show you in a second is how it works. But the way to open this up is you've got two things down here. You've got part here that takes an Allen key and part here that is basically the bolt holding it in. So what you need to do is you need to undo the bit with an Allen key. Now I've pre-loosened this so I can just do this, but you can see that that bit does twist around when you twist this bolt. So you're probably going to need some grips to hold that in place, and then you're going to need to use your Allen key in there just to undo that. If you don't have Allen key, you can just use a second pair of grips on this side. So let me just show you how to do that. And then you've also got a little washer on this side. So if I just pull it out, the little washer drops off. So we're going to keep those to one side and remove this bolt. Now this is on the spring inside, which you can see just there. So I'm just going to twist this around and out the way rather than taking it off the spring. Now I've kind of pre-took this apart, so I'm going to show you how to put that together. But basically what you've got is you've got this rubber foot here, which is screwed on, and sometimes these get really stiff. And this is just on that hook there. So once that screws off, which I've just taken out, you can either buy a new one of these, or you can cut some little slits because they get stiff over time. So if you slit that with something like a Stanley knife, it gives it a little bit more movement like that, and sometimes that fixes it. So just doing that will get your hi-hat pedal to work again. If it doesn't, what you're going to need is a new one of these. Now this is basically the sensor that goes under that rubber that triggers the hi-hat. Now I've removed my old one, so this is my old one here, and if I just show you how it was in, so you've got a couple of bits here. So you've got this board, which has got the jack input in, so that's obviously the bit that you normally plug into at the bottom of your pedal. So this piece that I've took out was in here like that. So it was just literally just placed down like that, and then that connected into this little bit here. So I've ordered myself a new one of these, and there are loads of different types of these out there. So I'm going to put a link below for you guys so you can get the right one of these. Now, you can get these on Amazon, but they're like 25 quid. So if you want one quicker, then that's the way to do it. But actually, if you go on eBay, and that's the link I put below, you can get these for about £6 from China. And it took about 10 days for mine to arrive. So this is a sheet sensor, and I will put a link to this below. So when you remove this, you probably need to pull quite hard. Now, this is probably the thing that's broken, so it doesn't matter if you damage that. So this bit just pulls out of that side bit, and then you just need to pull it up and get all the 3M tape off. So we're going to put my new one in now. So this is my new one. So all you need to do is remove this pad in here where it says 3M, and then stick that on there. So I'm going to do that. Okay, this is my new part backing off. So the bit you can see in front of you is all sticky. So I'm just going to place it over that hook and just push it down gently. So I'm going to put it over this. I'm going to put it over this bump first. That's on, and then I'm just going to put it on like that. And you want to make sure it's relatively straight, which mine is, and it's kind of held in as well by these two little notches. So I'm just going to push that very gently, just to make sure it's stuck. And then I'm going to put this back on. So the way you remove these, if you play guitar, you'll have seen these all the time. So this has a little nut on the outside, and then it's got this bit. So this bit goes through with the board like that. So if I pop that on here, okay, so what you can see is where you've got the thread there, I'm just pushing that through onto the outside. So it's going to be at a slight angle like that. Now what I recommend before putting it back in properly is to take it out and make sure that this cable is connected in. So that cable just tucks into there, and you should feel it kind of push in as you do it. So let's have a go at that. Okay, so you have to do this quite carefully, but that has basically just been pushed into there like that. And you can see from the old one that basically it just went in and did like a curve up like that, so it used to sit like that. So this is going to do the same. And then I'm just going to put this back into this little hole here. And then what I'm going to do is flip it over and I'm going to tighten up that thread. So what you want to do is hold it like that with your finger as you flip the pedal onto its side. And then you can see the thread there, and I'm just going to put that bolt back onto it. And there's also a washer that goes with that. Okay, so you can see there, that's all tightened up now. I've just done that with my finger rather than using a spanner. If you want to make it really tight, you can, but actually you don't really need to. But if you do, you just grab, all I'm going to do is get a little pair of grips like this. I'm just going to grip up the side and just going to twist it. Now, it doesn't need to be super tight. So this has got no wiggle room, but I haven't overly tightened this because you don't want it to be super tight, especially as you might twist around the inside. So I'm going to flip the pedal back over again now. And I'm going to twist this back around just so I can access this. And then the final bit to do is to put on this rubber foot again. So I'm going to put the rubber foot back on like that. And then there's a screw that goes on there. So I'm going to put the screw there. And I'm going to tighten it up with my screwdriver. This is just a regular Phillips. So this is the pedal back together. We've got that new pad underneath there, which should pick up the sensors when you stamp on it. And then the final thing to do is just put this back in place and get that bolt back through there. And of course, you want to tighten it up. But again, you don't need to tighten it too much. Just make sure it's tight enough not to work loose. Okay, so you've got a little washer that goes on there. And you've got your bolt itself. So really, to summarise, if the cable going to your drum kit isn't damaged, then it is probably a problem with your hi-hat pedal. Unfortunately, the kick drum pedal for these kits is different, so you can't plug the kick drum pedal into the hi-hat to see if it is the kind of cable of a pedal. But there's typically two things that go wrong with these pedals. The first is that piece of rubber that you can see there gets too stiff. So I showed you could do some little slots in there. I just did that with a Stanley knife. You don't want to go too deep, but just enough to give it a bit more maneuver. But you can also buy spares of these rubber kind of feet things, and I'll put a link to those below. The second thing, so in my case, cutting those slits didn't work, which meant I needed to order one of these, which is a sensor pad for it. There are lots of these for different drum kits out there, so I've put specific links below to this on Amazon and eBay. As I said, on eBay, these cost like £6-7 quid. On Amazon, 25, but obviously on Amazon you do get it a little bit quicker. So if you need it urgently, you probably need to pay a bit more. But these are pretty easy to fix, and then that's the bit that goes in. So I've shown you how to fix a new one of these and how to play around that rubber and put it all back together again. I hope that helps you guys out. If you've got any questions, do stick them below, and I'll see you guys again soon.